we are rolling.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Review Preview, the special monthly episode of Nerdy for 30, where we review the things that we watched this past month and then give you a little preview of what we're going to be watching next month.
Okay, Kevin. So at the end of every podcast this year, I've been asking you leading questions to try and determine where we rank everything we've seen.
Yeah.
All right. A new experiment for this year, 2023. And so far, I have the list. I have the list here. If you're ready, from best to worst. Okay. The number one movie we saw, Bahubali 2, followed by Bahubali, Megan, Ant-Man 3, Avatar: The Way of Water, Knock on the Cabin. How do you feel about that list so far?
I feel great about that list. I love it. I think it's awesome. I can already tell that you are upset that Avatar is solo.
I think I'm an Avatar stan now. I think Avatar. I kind of think Megan and Ant-Man should be below Avatar.
Oh, Megan and Ant-Man?
I kind of think they should. I think they should. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at with this. Megan just hasn't stuck with me the way I thought it would. I think we're, a spoiler alert for the end of the pod, we're going to do Cocaine Bear next week. I think Cocaine Bear is going to be everything I wanted Megan to be. I think Cocaine Bear is going to be self-aware. I think they're going to know what we want, and I think they're going to give it to us. That's my prediction. I am way too pumped for this movie. I think it's going to be fun. We got a big crew of people going. It's going to be great. Cocaine Bear is going to be awesome, and I can't, reflect on how excited I am for Cocaine Bear without showing some disappointment in Megan.
Oh my God.
I'm just a little bummed about Megan. I think Megan's below Ant-Man too, honestly.
Oh my God. Below Ant-Man?
Yeah. Maybe I've just got, recency bias. But I think the way we ranked this last time, you were like, I know which one I'm going to be watching more, comparing Ant-Man and Avatar. I don't know when I'm going to watch Megan again. Maybe I will, but I'll watch Ant-Man before I watch Avatar, Knock on the Cabin, or Megan. The second Ant-Man's out on Disney Plus, I'm going to watch it again.
I'm not. I think I will 100% watch Megan more times over the course of my life than I will watch Ant-Man. I might never watch Avatar 2 again. I have had my fill and then an additional 45 minutes. What you bring up about Megan's interesting. I think Cocaine Bear, they do seem like they're in kind of similar wheelhouses where there's a premise that's very intriguing and the trailer is getting people hyped on that premise. I think the difference is that Cocaine Bear seems very self-satisfied with its premise. It seems like it thinks the Cocaine Bear idea is hilarious. And I have never been in on the premise of this movie. I know what really happened. The idea of documenting what the bear does, fine, but the tone of this movie looks way fucking off. I feel like I've seen enough trailers to be able to sniff out when they're trying to show us the things that they think are radical. So I don't like that. I like the energy that Megan has, where Megan was trying to be an Oscar movie. Megan was swinging for the fences.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't trying to be an Oscar movie. What are you talking about? Megan was smut, hard. Dude. Megan was garbage.
Smut?
Megan was just for the street trash like us who roll in looking to get our jollies off in the theater without anybody noticing. Megan was a dumb slasher. You can't tell me Megan was going for an Oscar. What are you talking about?
Street trash like us. That theater was packed.
It was
packed energy, Tim.
With a bunch of horned up losers trying to get their jollies off on a Friday night. It was fun. Get their jollies off is my new catchphrase. You can buy the shirt. Nerdy for 30, get your jollies off.
Oh my God.
I think you can't say Megan. You can't throw out Oscar buzz and Megan. It's just not even in the same class. It's not even close to the Everywhere All at Once vibe. It's not even in Top Gun Maverick zone. It's not an Oscar movie. It's freaky. It's not even Halloween.
Oh, I don't think it attained it, but I think it wanted it. And I think
No.
that there's a chance that it comes back swinging even harder for the sequel. I want Cocaine Bear to be a little bit less excited about how wacky the premise is. I'm telling you right now, in the trailer, Ray Liotta seems like he's in the movie that I want this to be. My prediction for next week is we're going to go, or for tomorrow, 2 days from now, whenever it is. I'm not excited for the movie. I'm very excited for the experience of going. I think that's going to be fun. But
Yeah,
I think
it
this
will
is
be
going to be
fun.
a bad movie.
We're going to have a great time, and it's going to be at the top of our list next week.
Oh, boy.
That's my
We
prediction.
got very sidetracked.
That's my
Cocaine
prediction.
Bear is too hot button of an issue.
I think Cocaine Bear is going to rock. I think this list is going to be drastically different next month. We've got some good things coming up. Before we get to that, should we go over the score casting? Did we score cast any of these movies
We did one.
coming up?
The only one that we
Okay.
covered in score casting, and we barely touched on it because we like really snuck the Marvel stuff in at the very end this year. We did score casting for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I thought the critic score would be 80, the audience score would be 90
On Rotten Tomatoes.
on Rotten Tomatoes. Tim thought the critic score would be 77, the audience score would be 95. Dude, this is a common theme. You are really all in on Ant-Man.
I love Ant-Man. I think it's great. I think he's awesome, man.
Dude,
I think
we gotta
Ant-Man's
see
chill.
We see these bad movies and then you just talk yourself into liking it more afterwards.
I think I do.
That's
I
a trauma
definitely do.
experience. It's your brain trying to process the disappointment. Anyway, the real numbers, it's a palindrome. 48 critic, 84 audience.
The classic palindrome score, which is arguably a good sign for a movie. I saw that score going into Ant-Man and I was like, okay, this will be good. A 48-84 is usually like right in the sweet spot where this will just be a fun time. And, you know, maybe if I was in a more altered state, Ant-Man would have been a better time. But
Yeah,
there were
that's
just
the
so
mark
many
of a
just
great movie.
glaring movie making issues in that I was just not crazy about. So anyway, any other final notes on our list so far? You think we're doing a good job?
I think we're doing a good job. I mean, so if we're talking about like, I don't know, points off that we were, the total, I'll do like an average between them. So like the average Rotten Tomatoes score for Quantumania was 66. The average that I guessed was 85. The average you guessed was 86. So we were both off by about 20. I mean,
We're
It's
already
not
off to
great.
a way worse start than we were for everything last year, right?
oh yeah. Oh my God. Our number for last year was like incredible. Our final, we were off by 3 on average across all the movies. We did so fucking well. We are starting with an insane handicap. This is, you know what? This is us training with weights. We're trying
Jeez.
harder this year. You know, we're gonna find the extent of our ability, and we're gonna challenge it over the course of the entire year.
Our relationship as a pod to score casting is my relationship with Avatar: The Way of Water. Like, I just really want it too much. For some reason, I'm just like obsessed with it. Avatar, Ant-Man, I want them. And some things maybe turn on Megan. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Agree to disagree. The list is what it is, but one of these days I'm going to convince you that Megan isn't as good as these other movies. But
You
we'll
know
see.
what?
We'll see.
I will concede. I'll give you the Avatar's better than Quantumania. I do think Avatar is like at the end of the day, James Cameron is a competent filmmaker. It is a film. It is coherent. I think it's boring, but it's coherent. And that's more than I can say about Quantumania. I would give you Avatar over Quantumania.
I'll take it.
All right. Make that change.
Avatar moving up in the world, heading above Quantumania. Kevin, should we get into what we're doing next month?
Let's do it.
We did the review. Time for the preview. Can that be one of our? That'll be one of our little slogans.
Yeah, that's a soundbite. That and get your jimmies off. As Tim already said, this upcoming Thursday we'll be back with Cocaine Bear.
Yes.
So that will be very interesting.
Can't wait.
The week after that, we are going to be covering Creed 3, which, I mean, I'm stoked for it. This one, second movie, not very good. First movie, one of my favorite movies of all time. Trailer for 3 looks like it's bringing the heat.
It is directed by Michael B. Jordan, which, scares me a little bit.
Has he directed anything else ever?
No. I think this is like his first time directing. Is Creed 3. And his opponent is Jonathan Majors, which is fascinating. I remember thinking in Black Panther, the first one, Chadwick Boseman takes off his shirt and it's like they're going to fight. And he's like, damn, this dude's jacked. And then Michael B. Jordan takes off his shirt and you're like, oh, fuck, Chadwick is in trouble. Mm-hmm. Michael B. Jordan is yoked. And then somehow in every Creed movie, they put him against somebody that makes him look like Chadwick in Black Panther. Like Jonathan Majors is so much more yoked than Michael B. Jordan, and Michael B. Jordan is like checked out of his mind. I guess they keep pairing him up with guys who are like a foot taller than him, like 100 pounds bigger. I don't know the weight class rules in Creed do not make any sense. He's giving up 100 pounds minimum against everyone he fights. He is a cruiserweight in the heavyweight division, and there's no realistic way that he ends up winning this. But man, I mean, he loves Creed. It's great. It's a great franchise. I'm high on it, man. I'm even higher on our next episode's thing.
Our next episode after Creed 3 is The Last of Us Season 1 finale.
Dude, I've been loving it, man. It's so good. It's so good.
Me too. I mean, both fans of the game. I mean, the original game is it's like a big thing in Lauren and I's relationship. We played through that together while we were long distance. Absolutely adore that game and was cautiously optimistic when they were adapting it, specifically because HBO was doing it. And I mean, I don't know that we possibly could have gotten luckier than them giving it to Craig Mazin.
It's so good. The actors are both incredible. And they've done some I'm seeing some side by sides with TikToks where you're like, oh, this scene I loved in this TV show. It's straight from the video game. Anytime you're like, damn, this scene was so awesome. Damn, that monologue was cool. It's from the video game. The video game is so good. And they just do a side by side and their delivery is so good. Mm-hmm. It mirrors the video game in a way that is so beautiful and satisfying. And like, if you're listening to this and you're not watching The Last of Us, you got to get on it. It is incredible.
It really is.
Speaking of incredible, we're going to follow it up with Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which I think will be incredible in other ways.
In what ways specifically, Tim?
Not quality. Like whatever the inverse of quality is, I just think it'll be God. That this is Shazam. The first Shazam is like the only superhero movie that I've just never thought about again. I've watched every superhero movie multiple times except Shazam, and then I just I'll see something like a poster or nobody brings it up in conversation. It's like I'll see an ad for Shazam! Fury of the Gods and I'll go, oh yeah, Shazam exists. I'll like see an ad for Black Adam and I'll be like, oh yeah, they did Shazam! Like it meant nothing to me. Absolutely nothing to me. And the lead dude, right? Chuck.
Yep.
He's
Chuck
mid.
Bartowski.
He's mid. Definitely not that jacked. You know, on a Michael B. Jordan to Jonathan Majors scale, he is, I don't know, the old man who trained Rocky.
Sure.
He's just not in the fitness regime that I would expect from a superhero, in my opinion. But
you know what's funny about that is when we were talking about Creed 3, I almost said if you took a random character from that movie, if you took the guy in the first Creed who's deciding whether or not Michael B. Jordan's allowed to train in his gym and stood next to him in real life, he would probably be the most jacked person you've ever seen in your life. And like, you just he doesn't even register on screen because of how unbelievably muscular everybody else is.
I mean, these people are like real life superheroes with insanely low body fat who have, spent a ton of money on their bodies and training and their strict diets and specifically amp themselves up for those specific scenes where they're going to be shirtless and jacked in it.
Mhm.
It's impressive. Unlike Bahubali, where they're just like, yeah, this guy's ripped in one scene and then just some dude in another. This is like my favorite thing about Bahubali.
It would be. I really hope that's because of reshoots. I really hope that they did all those scenes where he's not jacked like a year later. And he thought he was done. Like he started eating like carbs again. Just he ate a bowl of pasta, and then Rajamouli was like, "We got to do another scene. You got to take the shirt off." I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think he just didn't eat like for 2 days of shooting, and then the rest of the time he was just like, "Yeah, I'm chill." I mean, normal people look like that. So normal athletes look like that. So
yeah,
I don't know, but it's very refreshing compared to Americans where everything has to be jacked. And then speaking of jacked, we're wrapping it up with The Woman King, which just dropped on Netflix. I have not seen it yet. We really wanted to do it on the pod at some point. I think we both weren't able to get to the theater for it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks sweet. It looks cool. I've heard it's cool. We're finally going to find out.
Dude, this movie looks so good. We're both big Viola Davis fans.
My
only regret with this one is that, we didn't get to it when it was in theaters. I mean, the end of last year was crazy. And then we were trying to do it like next, but the lineup that we have, I mean, got to knock through this stuff first. But as soon as we can, we're watching The Woman King because I think that this movie might totally fucking rule.
I think there's a chance that this movie totally rules, and it's definitely going to affect our list for the year.
Yeah,
I think everything's going to change by the end of the month. By the end of March, everything's going to be different for us, for the pod, for my life. Things are going to change. Things are going to turn around, Kevin.
This is it.
They have to.
You're finally going to get your jimmies back on.
Oh man, I can't wait to get my jimmies on. God, what a month we've had. What a month we have to look forward to.
That's right, Tim. That's all we got for now. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you back here again next week for Cocaine Bear. Till then, stay nerdy, everybody. Bye.
Stay nerdy. Bye.